In April of 2015, we made our way to another historic town in southeastern Minnesota. Just across the Mississippi River on Minnesota Highway 61 sits the town of Hastings. First settled in 1820 by a military detachment sent from Fort Snelling, the area was originally a trading post known as Oliver's Grove. After the Treaty of Mendota in 1851, Oliver's Grove officially became the city of Hastings. It eventually became a valuable riverboat port, as well as a hub for two of Minnesota's major railway systems. Hastings is also the home to one of the more iconic houses in the state, the historic LeDuc Mansion. In 1850, William Gates LeDuc moved to the Minnesota Territory as an attorney. In 1854, he purchased a quarter share of the town of Hastings and received a piece of land as payment for a dispute that he had settled in regards to the falls on the Vermilion River. It is on this piece of land that he and his family decided to build their estate. Construction on the LeDuc house began in 1862, however it was not completed until after the end of the Civil War in 1865. During the war, LeDuc served as quartermaster in the Union Army and was largely responsible for making sure the armies of the Union were well supplied at all times. He operated with the understanding that the supply lines must not fail, and that a well-supplied army would be a successful one. At the end of the war, LeDuc was breveted a brigadier general due to his successful efforts during his time of service. In 1877, General LeDuc became the first Secretary of Agriculture under President Rutherford B. Hayes. He and his family spent time in Washington, D.C. during his term in public service, but moved back to their home in Hastings in 1881. In 1940, a friend of General LeDuc's grandchildren, Carroll Simmons, purchased the house for his antique business. He lived and worked in the LeDuc house until 1986. Through careful planning, he ensured that the home and a significant portion of funding would be donated to the Minnesota Historical Society for preservation as a house museum. Today, the museum is owned by the City of Hastings, operated by the Dakota County Historical Society, and is open for public tours. The home has also gained notoriety for its claims of paranormal activity. Staff members and patrons have reported odd occurrences such as doors opening and closing on their own, unexplained cold spots, hearing disembodied voices, and items moving on their own. People have claimed to make contact with entities in the home that are believed to be General LeDuc, his daughter Alice, and possibly that of Carroll Simmons. It is also claimed that people have actually seen the apparition of General LeDuc himself. After the general's wife Mary died in 1904, it is believed that he and his daughter Alice dabbled in spiritualism, routinely conducting seances in the home in an effort to communicate with ghosts or spirits. Could this be one of the causes for the paranormal activity that people are experiencing in the home to this day? During our investigation, we set up stationary cameras in 6 locations throughout the house. One in Alice's room, where it is claimed that she still makes contact with those who come to visit. One in the basement, where people have heard disembodied voices and encountered what they believe to be more of an angry male spirit. One in the formal dining room, where it is claimed that items will move on their own. One in the library, where it is said that people have encountered General LeDuc and his daughter Alice. One in the chapel room, where it is believed that the majority of the seances were conducted in the home. And one in the attic stairwell, where a former employee claimed to have an encounter with a dark shadow figure. Upon reviewing the audio and video footage from those cameras, we ended up finding a few very interesting EVPs, and we captured a strange light anomaly on video. Also, the entire group had a very compelling experience during the investigation that we were lucky enough to capture onto video as well. In this first clip, you can hear Justin and Sean entering the main floor of the house. You hear them discussing whether to head upstairs or downstairs. At one point during their conversation, you can hear what sounds like a drawn-out female voice that says, "upstairs," almost like it's suggesting where they should go. It's just Justin and Sean getting geared up to head to... Where do you want to go? Move up or down?
I was already down and set up the cameras.
Upstairs. All right, we're going to head up to the attic here in a minute. So you'll hear us messing around here for a minute. Attic here in a minute. So you'll hear attic here in a minute. So you'll hear attic here in a minute. So you'll hear. This next clip was caught on the camera in the attic at the top of the stairs. At one point, you can hear what sounds like a female voice yell or cry out. No one was in the area during the time that this was caught. This next piece of video was captured in the chapel room of the house. If you watch closely at the top center of the screen, you will see a light anomaly appear and move quickly through the room. What's interesting is the light appears to originate from within the room itself, passing in front of the window and shining off of the interior of the woodwork, making it more unlikely that it is a light from outside. No investigators were in the area during this time, or outside on the grounds. During this clip, captured again at the top of the stairs in the attic, we captured what seems to be a whispered conversation between two different entities. The first voice that comes across sounds like a female saying what sounds like, "Is this the dog watcher?" Immediately following this, it sounds like a heavier male voice that says what sounds like, "And all this communicating is killing me." Again, there was no one in the area at the time that this was captured on our camera's audio. The following piece of audio was captured on the camera stationed in the library. In this clip, you will see Justin take a book from the shelf and place it on the desk. In an attempt to elicit a response from General LeDuc, he asks whether the general would be able to read the book to him. Immediately after Justin makes the request, you can hear a whispered voice say what sounds like the word touch. Justin was the only investigator in the library at this time.
What if I go ahead and set that one right there? Would you be willing to read that to me? What if I go ahead and set that one right there? Would you be willing to read that to me?
The last clip we have to show also comes from the library. This video captures a very compelling personal experience that took place with Justin, Brian, William, and Sean all present in the room. The group had begun to discuss something unrelated to this investigation, but still had a handheld camera pointed toward the bookshelves in the corner of the room. If you concentrate on the bookshelf door, directly above the table lamp, that is opened approximately halfway, you will see that all of a sudden it starts to move on its own to a full, completely open position. After experiencing this, we tried to recreate the occurrence on several occasions throughout the rest of the night. Despite our efforts, we were unable to get the door to move again on its own without providing a significant amount of force. Did we encounter the ghosts of General LeDuc and his daughter Alice having a whispered conversation? Was the general still present in the library, known to be his favorite room in the house? Or did we encounter the spirits of those contacted during seances conducted in the house over 100 years ago? While we were unable to pinpoint exactly who or what caused the interesting things that we captured, it is safe to say that there seems to be some legitimacy behind the claims of paranormal activity being witnessed at the LeDuc Mansion. Hopefully we'll be able to return to Hastings again in the future in an attempt to learn more about the general and his family, straight from the man himself.